Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are getting into Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 17. And we are getting into some exciting stuff. We're getting into some actual action stuff in this season, which, a long time coming. We have little snippets of them hinting, teasing that there's going to be some, but we're like finally in the thick of it with all of this because Thorfinn and Einar have thrown in their lot with helping Arnheid help her and her husband escape. I'm assuming both of them, maybe not, because I don't know what she's decided so far because she's trying to decide what's best for her unborn child. I don't know what she's going to choose in the end, but they've decided to help, which means that we're making a bit of a great escape from the farm. And at the moment, we have a throwdown between Thorfinn and Snake, which I'm excited for because I want to see it. I want to see the fight. I want to see Thorfinn in action now that he has changed so much. But at the same time, I know that I probably shouldn't be so excited because fights in this series tend to come with potentially deadly consequences. We'll see how long that excitement lasts. But that's where we ended off on the last season, so I'm excited to see where this confrontation is going to go. In 3, 2, 1, go. You know, when we start with the opener, things are going to get intense. We start with a recap last episode because they were like, I just want you to make sure that you remember everything that's been going on. We also had just like left a bunch of plot lines. Like Knut is en route, Leif is en route with Katil, who's hiding from Knut. We had what? Thorkel? What's he doing? You know? There's lots of little pieces that we've left for a while, and I'm like, you're probably gonna come at a left field and like blindside me with something, which is why I want to like keep at the top of my mind that those things are still going on, because I don't trust the series to not just be like, suddenly we're dealing with all that, right? To just throw me into another conflict or like heartbreak or chaos, you know? So I haven't forgotten. I remember. It is an interesting blade, though, from Snake. I do wonder what his past is. And if we'll learn. This series is not afraid to leave me without answers to things, like formal answers about things. Ooh. Do we actually make contact? Dang. I was assuming we were going to avoid that. Mm-hmm. That doesn't seem to faze him very much, honestly. Oh, we did get a little bit of backstory. Guard? Oh. The road home? What does that mean? Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm like, I want to know about Snake's backstory. And he's probably like, I'm sorry, you were a slave working on this farm and you have this kind of fighting skill? What's your backstory? I mean, he's been intrigued by Thorfinn for a while, but... Ooh. Dang, I love the long shots, too. We had it earlier with Snake, where they just, like, left it. Ooh, good little ghost effect there. Dang. The use of like speed, lighting, angles. Fight scene's cool. Shout out to the animators. Good question. I love the parallels between the two of them. Like, they both have backstories, and they both could kind of read that the other one shouldn't be here, right? Do we still have an audience who's shocked by Thorfinn's skill? Uh-oh. You got distracted. It's not just about the sword. Oof. Not the most graceful landing, but you still stuck it, so... Oh yeah, we changed the power dynamic there. Got past you. If he wants to kill him, there's a chance that he could. Girl. He's not here to negotiate. He told you that up front. I mean, he wasn't gonna give those kids lenience. Why do you think he would do it now? Like, we've already set that up, so... Nope. I mean, the self-awareness is good. I mean, I'm assuming that those men also had family, to some extent. It's a good point. How do you weigh the value of a life against another, right? Thorfinn? Ooh. Doesn't look like he actually hit him, though. Oh, maybe. Never mind. Is he dead, though? Or is he just... Dang, the commercial break is early. No. Yeah. I was like, I don't think he's dead. He's a survivor of nothing else. But will they fight Gardar to save Snake? That's a question. Ooh, jeez. That's like a hold, too. Like, he's like crushing his head. Isn't just like the strangle, though. I think that's the point. Girl, I bet if you said something, it would help. I don't know how. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how much I believe this because in the mentioning their son, I'm like, their son's not around anymore. So he most certainly is not waiting for them. But I'm assuming it's to calm him down. Possibly before he succumbs to his injuries, because he has a few now. Yeah. Oh. I do think that he probably is with his brother, but I'm like, that might be because he's not around anymore. But I think that's the point of like giving him like a calming, happier send off. I mean, I think he is returning home, but not the home you think of. She knows. Especially since like home is Switzerland, right? They're not gonna get there, but let him believe it though. Oh, the coloring change. With like the water imagery too. We had it earlier, but like he's back to what he looked like before. Yeah. I am curious. Is some of this connected to like Swedish beliefs? I don't know a lot about those. And like mythology and what have you. Like with like Valhalla. I mean, a beautifully calm moment after everything else that's happened in this episode. Oh. Oh. He's so worried. It just makes me sad because I'm like, all of it is for naught, and dang, the symbolism of like the butchers next to like him being a dad. And like the fact that at this point where he's like, I'm pretty sure dying, yeah, he's not thinking of every fight that he's fought, every victory that he's had. Like, obviously, now he's thinking of some of it, but like the main thing that he's remembering is his family. Oh, God, I hate that. Right? Yep. Where did that get you? Right? Like having that shot of him like being like winning a fight and then immediately contrast with him being a slave and like that's where that road led him, right? Oh. Oh, this is just making me sad. Yeah, I'm like, you did that as a kid? What did the horse do to you? It's messed up. Yeah. But the fact that like his last thing was he was like, I'm not gonna let my son do this, I'm gonna cry, but you know, he's gonna let his son pick a different path. But it's sad because it's too late. That's so great. Oh, that shift in the art style though. The regret, I guess, like the don't go, I'm assuming. I'm like, that was the moment. Because he didn't see them before, right? His back was turned. Is he remembering their home? The boat seems symbolic. Is he gonna remember like his son before he left, like at like 1? Or is he going to age him up because he knows that he's 6 now? Or should have been 6? Okay, that answers it. That's fine. I'm just gonna go cry now. I was not expecting this episode to get me my feelings so much, especially since we haven't spent that much time with Gardar, so I was like, I don't know how I feel about him. He's unhinged. I'm not particularly emotionally attached to Arnheid either. I kind of like what she brings to the story, but it's not something where I'm excited to have a story around her or when she shows up on screen or whatever. But dang, that's got me my feelings. And we spent so much time with it, which I think is really interesting to just have this big focus. One of the things that I really like about this season that I've heard in comments with other people that other people weren't exactly as, I don't know, excited for, is they call it a farmland saga. The slower pace of the overall season wasn't to everyone's liking, but I really like it. I love character-driven stories, and spending time with developing who characters are and having those quieter, slower moments are something that I really enjoy. I love how we had some action stuff at the beginning. We got to see the fight between Thorfinn and Snake, which I think was so excellently done. The animation was fantastic on it. They did so many interesting little things in the way that they animated it to really stylize it, so it wasn't just a fight scene happening. There was other elements incorporated it, from the lighting to the pacing, these mixture of slow-mo movements and then sped up movements and different angles that they were showing the action, and keeping the shot for a long shot of it, which is not something that you get a whole lot of in any kind of action, like live action or animated, because it's just a lot harder to animate that or to film that and have it, the technical side of that, have it work, let alone in animation where you use the fact that you can change cut between different scenes as a bit of a time and money saver. So the fact that they took some time to just stay on those shots was really interesting in and of itself. And then spending the majority of the episode, like I said while watching, I'm like, wow, the commercial break's really early, but it's because they didn't want to break up the story later on. I can understand that, because I think that staying on it and really going through it and seeing Gardar, like what he was thinking of, what he was remembering, the perspective that he had on his life and the decisions that led him up to this point were so powerful and so wonderfully done, and got me in my feelings in a way that I didn't think that it would, but it did. And I think it's such a beautiful series in a way that I don't really know how to describe. Like when people wanted me to get into the series, I was like, sure, Norse, Vikings, fighting, sure, I'm in. And especially for the genre of the show, but I wasn't expecting how rich the storytelling really is, how rich the world building is, the characters, and just how beautiful the story is in terms of the things that they choose to take time with and the kinds of perspectives on this culture that they try to bring forth. It isn't just a retelling of history and things that have happened. It isn't just a action series of here's a bunch of fight scenes and we're just gearing up from one fight to the next, one adversary to the next. There's so much more going on with it, and I think that this season has just leaned even more into that in a way that I adore. I think that this episode was so gorgeous, so beautifully done. The animation was wonderful, the music was wonderful, beautiful symbolism with the being underwater, and then he finally gets to a point where he's in this above water and in this beautiful sunny place and reunited with his son. And I just think that it was just gorgeous all around, from the action all the way down to the storytelling with the characters. And I feel emotionally spent through that. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself now, because I just feel so many different things. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this place to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post a Vinland Saga reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.